Hello everyone, let's do a quick market analysis. There are a number of buyers in the market today. We will conduct a detailed analysis on this matter. Especially regarding the USDT dominance, as you can clearly see, an uptrend breakdown has happened. We will also perform an assessment of this. And most importantly, on the on-chain analysis side, as you can see here, there's a very serious decrease in open short positions. In contrast, we're not observing a very significant increase in long positions. We also need to make an assessment regarding this. Now let's quickly move on to Bitcoin. As you see, we were rejected from 109,745. And as you can observe, the 50-day moving average also emerges as a resistance at that identical level. We are tracking an uptrend right here. As long as the price continues to trade above this ascending trend line, and particularly if it remains above the 107,628 level, my perspective on Bitcoin will stay positive. However, if the price drops below this level, the selling pressure will probably intensify. The safest approach would be to take precautions. It's prudent to exercise caution. Let me also state the following. We are monitoring a potential head and shoulders pattern that could form here. If the 107,000 level breaks downward, this pattern's formation possibility is gone. Just wanted to note that. The pattern isn't fully formed yet. However, we continue to monitor it closely, anticipating its potential formation. If the price reaches the 115,000 level, we'll likely be watching for a new pullback to form the right shoulder. We will continue to monitor this situation closely. Now let's turn our attention to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. There was an open gap here. We've been keeping an eye on it, and it appears to have closed the gap with a wicking action. This gap is no longer a concern for us. However, based on our Fibonacci analysis on the Chicago Exchange, the 110,225 level stands as a very significant resistance. And for now, this level seems to have stopped Bitcoin's rise. Overcoming this level will likely bring us greater ease in the period ahead. Now let's examine Bitcoin dominance. As you can observe, the dominance chart shows an evident uptrend. We are consistently tracking this particular uptrend. In the 4-hour period, we continue to trade above all the moving averages. And all of these moving averages will act as support for us. We can't say this situation is positive for altcoins. We will continue to monitor. Additionally, the 60.07 level is a Fibonacci resistance level we've been tracking on the weekly chart for a long time. And as you can see, this level always continues to work. The price is currently still squeezed between the uptrend and the 60.07 resistance. A clear break from this point, either upwards or downwards, will clarify our market direction. The most crucial point we need to consider is this. If the 60.07 level is broken upwards, is this breakout happening due to an increase in Bitcoin, or is it due to altcoins falling even more because Bitcoin is dropping? We need to pay close attention to this. If the second scenario unfolds, that is, if altcoins drop more than Bitcoin, leading to a rise in Bitcoin dominance while Bitcoin falls, that would be extremely negative for us. We will continue to monitor it closely. Now let's examine USDT dominance. Now there is an uptrend here that I consider very important. This trend was broken during Trump's statements about China. And just a few hours later, when Trump issued another statement completely opposite to his prior remarks, we quickly recovered above the trend line. Now we are again seeing that we are breaking the trend in a downward trajectory. When we look at the hourly chart, we can see that this breakdown has fully occurred. What we need to watch out for now is whether this trend will be retested and continue downwards, or will it jump back above the trend again. If it rises above the trend line and keeps trading at that level, this will present itself as a negative situation for the market. We will continue to follow it closely. The breakdown of this trend and the start of a new downward movement will result in money flowing into the market. We will continue to monitor closely. Let's examine the total market cap chart. Here, we consistently have the $3.68 trillion level that I frequently highlight. This level absolutely needs to be surpassed to the upside. As you can observe, we are tracking an uptrend here. Currently, the price is constrained, being caught between the extremely short-term uptrend we've been observing and the strong resistance at $3.68 trillion. Just as I said on the Bitcoin dominance side, we need to wait for a breakout to the upside or downside from here. Once this breakout occurs, we will have found our direction in the market and there will be a suitable opportunity for new trades. Entering a trade right now is risky. Awaiting the breakout will present us with the most secure trading opportunities. Additionally, if the $3.68 trillion level doesn't break to the upside, the $3.50 trillion level serves as a crucial support. Allow me to illustrate this on the daily chart. As you can see, we are following a very large cup and handle pattern, and the neckline of this cup and handle pattern is at the $3.50 trillion level. A downward dip below this level would be a negative outcome for the market. Additionally, as you can see on the daily chart, the shorter-term moving averages are trending towards crossing below the longer-term ones. As you can see, the 21-day moving average has crossed below the 50-day, and it has currently made contact with the 100-day moving average. It's crucial that we closely monitor this area. I won't be examining Total 3 in detail, but it suffices to know that it is positioned at a significant support level. Looking at the 4-hour charts, we see it has been trading sideways in this range for a long time. It would be better to follow the uptrends on the total market cap chart. Because a rise in the total market cap chart will directly pull this one up, we will continue to monitor. Let us quickly look at the on-chain analysis. As you can see, there is some outflow from Bitcoin ETFs. Let me show you in dollar terms. An outflow of $101 million has emerged from Bitcoin ETFs. When we look at Ethereum ETFs, and let me display this in dollar terms, there's also an $18 million outflow from the Ethereum ETFs. BlackRock's buying activity is crucial, as BlackRock is indeed the most dominant entity in the market. Consistent purchasing from this level could be perceived as a positive indicator for the market. Observing the fear and greed index, we remain within a zone of fear. Upward market trends are expected to propel this higher. We will persist in monitoring this situation. Should we experience an extremely fearful period, we will begin monitoring when whales make purchases through on-chain analysis, and subsequently, we will buy alongside them. In this respect, if positive market movements occur and shift the sentiment from fear towards greed, we will adapt to the market. If a new wave of decline emerges, driving us into an area of extreme fear, we'll need to conduct an in-depth analysis to ascertain the optimal timing for our next market entry. Now let's turn our attention to the whale order blocks, specifically examining them on the 4-hour chart. The primary order blocks that will impede our progress during upward movements are appearing as multiple blocks in the range of 123,000 to 130,000. But in the very short term, we are facing short order blocks that will stop us in the 14 to 15,000 range, and we need to take action accordingly. So, we need to know that when Bitcoin reaches this level, we will face resistance in this area. And for downward movements, numerous order blocks are present between the 101,000 and 99,000 range. Here, the buy orders will most likely hold us up. And if there is a pullback towards this area, it presents itself as a potential reaction zone. And right now, for the most important chart, we need to examine the long-short ratios here. There's no rise in long ratios. I can't call that positive. However, a significant decrease in short ratios is evident. As you see, a sharp pullback has occurred. So, we can observe here that the open short positions have decreased very significantly. It's possible to say that this is positive. It will be very positive for us when we observe the same voluminous candles from the short position side appearing on the long position side. This is because only major players can create such substantial candles. We will continue to monitor this closely. Now let's quickly examine the Ethereum market. There's a potential formation here, similar to Bitcoin's, and we'll monitor it. The 3859 level was a crucial resistance. As you can see, it also worked as a support level in this area, and you can see that we are now starting to be priced above this level. A double bottom pattern is possible here, targeting 4500. Should there be an upward move and we surpass the 4096 level, we will then begin to consider this as the formation target. Also, I'd like to mention this. In upward movements, the middle band of this ascending channel that we are following here will meet us as resistance. Let me state this in advance. And all the moving averages here always work as separate support and resistance levels, so it's not a situation specific to the present moment. In all financial products, moving averages stand before us as both support and resistance. When you start following these, you slowly begin to notice everything. Now we need to look very carefully at this line that stands before us in the middle. I'm showing it in the long term. As you can observe, we have now reached a point where we are retesting the level following the breakdown of the long-term downtrend. Thus, the price is currently positioned within this area, which stands before us as our long-term retest zone. Please keep this in mind. Staying above this level would be very positive for us. On the hourly chart, we can track this level with much greater ease. As you can observe, the price is currently stuck exactly at this level. Will the upward momentum persist, or will it fall back below the 3859 level? We must monitor this closely. Even on the hourly chart, if the 200-day moving average is crossed upwards, it's a buy signal for me. I will also start tracking this area with new trade evaluations. That is all for now. If there's any product you'd like me to analyze, please feel free to write it in the comments. I'll analyze anything you write in the comments on the chart, whether it's for Nasdaq or crypto. Don't forget to support by liking, commenting, and following. I wish everyone profitable trading.